Let's get to it. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. It's just a review. Welcome to. I know it was over there this whole time. That's why I wanted to go over there today, but whatever, it's cool.
It's all good. I know you did it.
We on. We're back from Detroit. Our experience there for our very first SummerSlam was fantastic. This is our review for SummerSlam 2023. It was a good show, great show, but had like some good moments. What'd you say?
I think it was a great show.
Huh?
I think it was a great show.
Huh? Well, we
I
got
mean,
the.
there's being there live and then
Oh yeah,
you
no
know,
doubt, no doubt. It's
like,
always it's always a good thing being there live.
rather rather lengthy, but it was a great show.
Yeah, I don't think it should have went as long as it did. It was a good show nonetheless. I'm rocking my LA Knight shirt. Everybody know who game it is. LA Knight. Things I liked. I thought the superstore was pretty cool that they had inside there. If I'd have known like that they had like the murals and like the superstars like on the other side of what we were, I would have definitely got some footage for that because I thought that was pretty cool. I think we seen like they had the Eddie Guerrero lowrider out there, right? Somewhere out there. They had Undertaker's hearse, right?
Mm-hmm.
They might have had a couple other things, but if I would have seen that, we probably would have went over there too just to check it out. But we didn't fucking know. It was just a hindrance trying to get in there. But that's everything outside the event. So let's talk the event, right? Shall we? The show kicked off with Ricochet and Logan Paul, as we talked about, or as we talked about previously, but it wasn't up on the channel because the damn thing OBS that whole thing. But kicked off with Ricochet and Logan Paul. What you think of the match?
Um, Thought it was fantastic. It was a good way to get the show started. I mean, even with Logan Paul wanting to leave to get to his brother's fight, which he did. Logan Paul's a natural. Him and Ricochet in there and get fireworks. Pretty good match. I Originally I picked Ricochet to win. I think Ricochet would have needed a big win on this spot. I don't think Logan Paul would have lost anything, but the way the finish went down, I think we may be getting another match because Logan Paul did cheat to win using brass knucks. But they did pull out. They did pull out a couple spots. The what's that? What's the move called again?
Which one?
Spanish fly. They tried to do a Spanish fly off the apron. Um, Pulled that off, missed, and they counted it into something else. Ricochet eventually got the Spanish fly on the outside, and Logan Paul did like a buckshot lariat, springboard from the ring to the outside, clothesline seamless. He's pretty athletic. Ricochet pulled off the Hurricane Helms neck breaker from the top rope. That spot was pretty nice. Everybody in the stadium kind of rose up for that. Like, what's about to happen here? All in all, good match, great match. Looks like we're definitely getting a part two at Payback, maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe Fastlane. I don't know. We'll see. But there's definitely a part two. There's more to get out of the feud. I think Samantha Irvin did very good. He came across very well on the TV version, and probably in the stadium too. Like her facial expression, like she didn't really want to announce the winner of the match, but she had to.
Oh,
She was kind of distraught about it. So yeah,
to
that
that
was pretty.
note though, if you it's on WB, I want to say it's on a shorts. It might be on their YouTube shorts. You actually, when you brought that up, you actually see like the camera's on her all through that short, and you can see her facial expressions throughout, like the finish and all that stuff. So they really, if you really want to take like a detailed look at it, look at the YouTube shorts. It's on their channel, so you get how Samantha Irvin reacted to it. But yeah, I thought the match was pretty good as well. Um, About what you expect from Ricochet and Logan Paul, both athletic guys looking for the viral moment, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had Logan Paul, you had Ricochet. I like when we talked about it, I felt that Logan Paul needed this win because he literally ain't won since last year SummerSlam, so they had to give him this one. And I felt like, I mean, it was built up to like Ricochet get his payback, like to get the payoff win based on Logan Paul getting an upper hand on him on each exchange, doing the promo segments. But I feel like Logan Paul, he need this win because he every big match he was in, he lost. So he last person he beat was Miz last year. So he need this win. And the way they set it up was there's a potential for another match. So we might get it in the pay-per-view, which is what got to be like Payback, Fastlane, one of those two.
Payback is next.
Yeah.
September 2nd.
So Ricochet might get his payback at Payback. No pun intended, but
no, it is pun intended. It's that's why they put it like that.
So yeah, we'll probably get that match in this pay-per-view, and Ricochet will probably win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to round 2. I just see where the story goes from here.
Yeah.
I just feel like I mean Ricochet a bigger deal now. People was really behind him in that ring too. So
yeah, I didn't expect Ricochet to get that pop, but he got a crazy pop when he came out. So yeah.
So he's definitely drawn into his own, like especially with Triple H being head of content now. He actually able to get his time on TV to actually get better at doing promos and whatnot. So Ricochet is definitely getting there. He's probably gonna be one of the better parts of Monday Night Raw.
Man, we got Cody Rhodes taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. 60,000 people singing Cody's theme. Awesome to witness it live. First time we've seen Cody in a very, very long time. Because when we went to AEW, he wasn't there. When we went to AEW, he was injured. He was in WWE, but he was injured. So yeah, he wasn't there. We literally ain't seen Cody since probably like 2012? 2013?
No, I remember seeing him that long. Did we see him?
Well, you might have not went that. I thought you went, but I don't think you went. I don't think you went that day.
That was CM Punk was there? Or?
Yeah, this around the time when CM Punk was still champ and AJ Lee was doing the whole general manager thing. Yeah, you ain't go to that one. Yeah, that's literally the last time I seen Cody. Damn, it's been a long time, but to see him live again and the entrance was pretty cool to experience it. This match, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
I was thinking something. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt. This match is nothing different from like their other 2 matches, but I think this is the best match of the 3. It was longer. Brock put Cody through the announce table, and Brock was fucking physical against Cody in this match, bro. Very physical, bro. At one point, he just deadlifted him, gut wrench, lifted him up, and just threw his ass right over him. Even at Brock age, Brock is still fucking monster. Period. Point blank.
Like country power.
Yeah. Great match, man. I mean, can't really say too much about it. It's what you expect from Brock and Cody at this point, based on the previous 2 matches. But like I said, I feel like this was the best match of all 3, and the ending was fantastic. Based on the press conference, I didn't watch it, but I heard that Triple H at that moment was completely unscripted, with Brock shaking Cody's hand and hugging him and giving him an embrace in front of the fans. So at this point, man, can't nobody say that Cody is not the guy to beat Roman at this point for those championships. If you don't believe that based off this ending, that Cody is the guy, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's very rare for Brock Lesnar of all people, to go out there and embrace somebody like he did Cody at SummerSlam. So if that don't scream Cody's next milestone is becoming champ and being the guy to lead the company after Reigns, I don't know what it is. Anything you want to add to that?
No, just a very physical match. Cody being endorsed by Brock was pretty cool. Nobody seen it coming. Like in the stadium, it was like, oh, okay, what is this? Turned out to be pretty cool for Cody. Just one more notch closer to becoming the guy. Got over the Brock Lesnar hump. What's next? Maybe the World Championship against Seth Rollins. We don't know. We'll see tonight after Monday Night Raw. See what they do. Yeah, pretty good match. I mean, this was probably the match of the night, I think. Just in my estimation. I could be wrong there. You might have something different. But this probably was the match of the night.
I remember we was at the show and I said, like, once the show was over, I said Brock was like I said Brock and Cody was my match of the night. It's my top match for me. Just that ending was absolutely dope. Brock to do what he did for Cody. I mean, yeah, man, we're gonna see what's next. You know, Cody cut the promo saying whoever wins is next in line for the championship. So we might get Seth versus Cody sometime.
There was a confusing spot in the match though when Cody grabbed the steel steps and hit Brock with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it came out of nowhere. You know, we're like, so is this a no DQ or?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you kind of look at it like Brock was beating Cody up so bad, and every time he would, he would pick him up. Cody would get back in the ring. He would pick him up, throw him back out, and he would tell the ref, the usher, the ref, you counted, and whatever. So maybe that was, I don't know how it came across on Peacock, but maybe the ref was like, all right, I'm gonna just let this one pass. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. It was like everybody was really confused. But other than that, I was like, it was a good match though. Other than that, it was just confusing at the time. Like,
yeah, that shit was funny. I was like, wait, is it a no DQ match? Because I'm like, because Brock at that point only Brock did was slam me through the announce table, and then for Cody to hit him with the steps, I'm thinking like, did they change the stipulation without us knowing? That shit was funny though. I was weak off that.
Or not to have a step, it wasn't that bad of a match.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it was the best of all three. The best, hands down. Next matchup we talking about is the Slim Jim Battle Royale. Only certain superstars get entrances. LA Knight, obviously, but LA Knight. It was a lot of these in the crowd, just so you know. LA Knight got an entrance. AJ Styles got an entrance. The Miz, of all people, got an entrance. I would have given an entrance to Grayson Waller, but he didn't get an entrance. All the participants we had was Santos Escobar, Brawling Brutes, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ciampa, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, Apollo Crews, JD McDonough. I wouldn't have put JD McDonough in there, but it's cool that he got on the card, Who else we had in there? American Alpha. Was the Viking Raiders in there too, right?
Alpha Cap.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking of Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, yeah, Alpha Academy. But yeah, Eric and Ivor, Viking Raiders, right? I think what they call them, right?
Yeah.
Or Viking Raiders, they were in there. Who else is in there? Let's see.
Omos.
Yeah. He can't. I was like, when MVP was like, hold on, this battle royale don't start until this man come out. I'm like, oh no. And then he came out, and I was like, and they ain't about to wait for his ass to make it to the ring to start this fight. They started fighting as he was making his entrance. That tell you how important Omos is at this point. We ain't seen him since his match with Seth Rollins and Backlash. That's all the way in May. We in August. I mean, Battle Royale is made for the big guy, so yeah, Omos was in there. He came in there. He threw out JD McDonough. He threw out Apollo Crews.
I think didn't he throw out Cameron Grimes too?
No, Austin Theory threw him out. I was like, if I'm Apollo Crews, I'll be like, man, what's the point of me even coming up to the main roster at this point? You know what I mean? I could have just stayed at NXT. Cause he's a fucking jabroni. Like, you ain't seen him in a minute since he got drafted.
He was on TV last week.
That was the first time you seen him in a couple months.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to get stuff time. Everybody can be booked strong, man. That's the one thing I'm gonna keep saying. I mean, if you're a Apollo Crews fan or not, or JD McDonough fan, or it's just stuff take time. I mean, like Triple H was saying in the press conference, like you want people to have a big stage, just let it take time, let stuff play out. People just got to be real patient. We can't have everything all at one time. Like there are people there like LA Knight should be U.S. champion. Like it'll come. Like you just got to be patient with it. Like if he become U.S. champion, then what's next? You know what I'm saying? People gonna be looking for the next thing. Just be patient, man. Just be patient. Things will work out. It's a lot harder. It's easy for us to come on the internet and say this person should be doing this and that person should be doing that, or this woman should be doing that. But it's a process. Everything's a process, so it's just got to take time. Everybody will have these ideas, but yeah, you got to think. Okay, your idea passed. You got to think quick. What's the next one? Or what's going on with this 2-hour show? What's going on with that story? It just takes time, man. I mean, I ain't saying I probably gonna light the world on fire. Just let that play out and see where he gets from there. He might not be nothing more but a enhancement talent.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, That's cool. Any like notable eliminations? I think I want to say Omos got rid of Champa too. He threw out Champa. Um, I forget who threw Grayson Waller though. I can't remember who eliminated Grayson Waller. But
Um, I think it might have been AJ. I think I could be wrong there.
I didn't
Might have been.
expect I didn't expect him to get eliminated this early. I thought he would have been at least like the final four, final five type of deal. But final four we got was I think Bronson Reed, AJ, Sheamus, and LA Knight. Because AJ he threw out Karrion Kross. That might have been like the final five, final six. He threw out Karrion Kross, and then Karrion Kross helped get AJ out. So that eliminated them. We pretty much knew that was gonna play out that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget how Bronson Reed got threw out. LA Knight threw him out, right?
I believe so. No, I think Sheamus threw him out with the bro kick, didn't he?
Okay, yeah, Sheamus threw him out the bro kick. No, LA Knight because they did the Benoit finish. They did
Yeah,
the
the
Benoit
Benoit.
finish. So LA
Yeah.
Knight threw him out the Benoit finish. And then it was down to the two who were announced originally for the Battle Royal was Sheamus and LA Knight. And Sheamus and LA Knight probably stayed in there for about a minute. They did the spot where they messed up on SmackDown where LA Knight did the Shelton Benjamin leap to the top ropes and then he grabbed you and throw you off. They messed it up on Friday, but here they got it right. And then Sheamus tried to eliminate LA Knight. LA Knight countered it, threw Sheamus over the top, and they did the right thing, which was make LA Knight or have LA Knight win the Battle Royal, which should have happened. Like I said, I thought it was gonna start the show, but it didn't. It was in their spot, and the right guy went over. I had LA Knight winning. You had Grayson Waller, right?
Yeah, you had Grayson Waller too at first, right?
I had him at first, but on the predictions though that they came out, I had LA Knight.
Changed it. Yeah.
So,
But only gripe I wish they would have had something to fight for. Maybe like the winner get a shot at one of the championships, you know. But it was alright. I mean, the right guy went over. Yeah, they gave the fans what they needed in that moment. Let's see where it goes from here.
yeah. Be patient. We had to see.
Right.
Next match, I think. What was this? Was this Ronda versus Shayna? The next match, right?
MMA rules match. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Okay. At this point of the show, like I enjoyed the build, like the promos, the backstage segments that they had for Shayna and Ronda last Monday when it came to do the build up for this match. I enjoyed that. Now I get they were trying to do something different with this match, but this match was not where it was at. I thought the fight pit would have better suited this type of match that they were going for. Even though that we got like some stiff shots between Ronda and Shayna in this match, it just wasn't like landing with the audience. And like this was literally the piss break match because literally everybody got up out their seat. Not everybody, but like a far high percentage of people like got up and was leaving during this match. They either go in concession stands, bathroom, you name it, store, whatever. And I'm gonna let you speak on it, but I just felt like the fight pit stipulation could work best for this type of match when and then if you want to do MMA rules, you know what I mean, fight pit would have worked best for this because at some points in this match, like they ain't trying to hurt each other, but I felt like that head kick that Shayna gave Ronda was pretty like that was like a low point for me. But go ahead, I'll let you go.
What do you mean a low point?
Like that head kick, it didn't look great. Like it didn't look. We know she's trying to hold back, but it just didn't look great. Like it didn't look great. I would have had her rather just fucking do a ground and pound and then just you know what I mean rain down punches and started throw a fucking head kick. That head kick looked like shit.
I just think people didn't give it a chance. Not saying it wasn't a great match. Obviously, they got to hold back with something like this. You can't actually go in there and physically punch. You know what I'm saying? Like in a UFC fight, you going to knock somebody out. That's the difference. This is more of an art form of performance. So I mean, everybody like literally left like to go to the concessions or I feel like that was kind of disrespectful. They I mean regardless of how you feel about the competitors or whatever in the match, I think you should give it a chance. I mean, everybody was either chanting "This was born." I don't know if it came across on the Peacock stream or whatever. People were chanting "This was born." People were walking to the stands, which I mean, rightfully so. You can do whatever you want. You paid your ticket. Just don't. When they throwing some stiff shots at certain points, all of it didn't look great. I get it because you gotta kind of try to work a shoot fight. You know what I'm saying? And try to protect your friend. It's a little bit different than putting on a wrestling match where you could be a little bit more physical and protect them at the same time. This is MMA. It's a difference. Yes, the fight pit would have worked a little bit better. It's just the first of its kind. So like they tried something different. It didn't really hit. So I mean, it probably was the weakest match of the night by far. But I mean, it's a means to an end. A win for Shayna Baszler. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know how the show came off like on Peacock on the live stream, but yeah, they were chanting "This was born." We both had Shayna in this match. I think the right person went over. Shayna beat Ronda with a rear naked choke, and yeah, the right person went up. We gonna see where this leads Shayna. Like I said in the predictions, I feel like this is more or less like people getting tired of seeing Ronda and cheering Shayna just because of that, and not people are strictly behind Shayna. So hopefully we see if Triple H booked this stuff the right way, and see how the outcome of this match play out on Monday Night Raw. Um, Next match we got, man, we got the Intercontinental Championship with champion Gunther taking on Drew McIntyre. Very physical match. If you watch WrestleMania, you know what to expect from these two. Um, I think my expectations wasn't high, so I was cool with the match. I feel like certain people expectations were like superseded. Like that's why I say like don't ever supersede your expectations for a match because you might be disappointed. But me, I wasn't disappointed with this match. I knew what to expect from both guys. Hard hitting, strong style, pretty much. A lot of chops and physicality. And that's what we got from both Drew and Gunther. I just felt that the finish, I would have did it more differently to the way where it saves Drew as opposed to the way they did it here. With Gunther doing his powerbomb finish and just pinning Drew clean. So now I'm interested to see how they work this out come Monday Night Raw. Like what's the story? How is we gonna get to another match with these two, or we just don't move on from Drew McIntyre entirely? But we both had Gunther, right? We have both had Gunther in this match. We want to see the record be broken, and I think he got 32 days until he break the record and become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history. So we need that record. It's gonna be made a big deal. Like I said in predictions, the way I would have done it, which you had Vinci and Kaiser help Gunther win a match against Drew, and then you do a steel cage match on like the week after he breaks the record for the title, and that's where you do the title switch. But we're gonna see what happens come Monday Night Raw. Great match, not as great as it could be, but I wasn't hampered by it. I was cool with it. Anything you want to add for it or what? Huh? All right. After that, we have probably second best match of the show to me, in my eyes. When we talk about the World Heavyweight Championship match with Seth freaking Rollins defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. Now, some pretty clever things in this match. We had a lot of callbacks to their match they had 7 years ago. So when Finn came out, he took his jacket off. He had the word 7 written on his shoulder. Right here, where he had his injury from that match with Seth Rollins 7 years ago at SummerSlam. And another clever thing about the entrance is Seth Rollins came out with his exact jacket that he wore that night when he fought Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. The black and like lime green Seth Rollins logo type jacket he wore that night. I'm actually a fan of that. A fan of that suit though, because it kind of coined toward like the Riddler. But that's getting off topic. I'm kind of a fan of that. I'll let you take over here. Go ahead.
Um, I mean, no. Um, the match was a kind of a blur.
Oh yeah.
Good match. I mean, I'm trying to recollect from what I saw. Uh, the moments that stand out to me, I wanted Finn Balor to win because I think there was more you could do with him as the world champion. But Seth Rollins going over here, I mean, I guess you can't really be mad at that.
I think a clever spot that they had was like recreating the spot that they had at the SummerSlam 7 years ago with the
Uncle Bomb out on the
the
outside.
buckle bomb outside.
That was cool.
Then pretty much it was pretty much like the same as they had at Money in the Bank, but 10 times better. You have
Yeah,
much more story.
it was better with the with the drama. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the audience didn't think Rollins was going to win just because I mean Finn Balor was doing some of the best heel work since he'd been up on the main roster too. And I mean SummerSlam was I don't think if we think back there was not really any big title changes other than the Money in the Bank cash in. You know what I mean. I'm talking like um, I feel like this was the match where everybody could have saw title change. This or either the Gunther match. Um, I wanted Balor to win. Balor was on fire. Uh, then the Judgment Day, Damian Priest came out first um, and tried to give Finn. I think did he what did he do? Threw the Money in the Bank briefcase in at him, or he tried to distract the referee or something. He threw it in
Yeah,
and tried to distract it.
he did both. He did both.
The first, I'm talking about the first time, like when he came out there alone by himself the first time and tried to
Yeah,
do something.
yeah.
Um, and
He
then
distracted the ref and tried. He didn't do nothing with the briefcase yet, but he when Finn Balor did like they did like a the Tree the Woe spot like the
mhm,
619 thing, and then Damian Priest hit Seth Rollins in the face, and then Finn went for the cover. Everybody thought
yeah,
that was it in the stadium. Like everybody thought it was gonna be it, and then
that was
Seth
in there.
kicked out. That was the
Match had
first thing.
balls in it. I mean,
Yeah.
so with the added drama of Finn Balor kind of winning, trying to win the match, that they played a good part in it being a great match. So when Damian Priest tried to help him win the first time, Seth kicks out. Then he calls for reinforcement and Rhea Ripley and Dominic. And then Dom tries, and then Rhea Ripley and Dom, I think, try to distract the ref, right? Um, and then what? Then
Priest was like he was like he
applied
had the,
the briefcase in that time too. Then
he
he
had
did
the
something.
briefcase at first time. That time he had the briefcase, and he was telling Finn like use it like either we gonna do this or we ain't gonna do this. And Finn was
Yeah,
telling him like no, we gonna stick to plan A. That's plan B. We gonna stick to plan A because he wanted to pretty much beat Rollins for himself pretty much. And
straight up.
then once Damien Priest got on the apron, he pushed Finn out the way, and Seth Rollins hit Priest, and
Yeah.
then Finn Balor rolled him up for another
And
near fall, and then
Finn
that's when
Balor got didn't he get the coup de grace? He got the coup de grace.
that's the third time. So that time he rolled him up, he kicked out, and then that's when Dom got involved, and
That's
then
after.
go
Oh,
ahead,
okay.
go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just trying to recollect. I mean, piecing them together. I was thinking like, okay, he rolled him up, right? Then after that, Rhea Ripley and Dom try to get involved. Then that's when they got hit with the curb stomp on the outside or something. It was
Okay.
one of those.
So what happened was when he did the roll up spot, he kicked out, and then he climbed up to the turnbuckles, and then Damian Priest was he's by the side by the ramp. Dom was trying to hit Rollins off the top ropes, and
Oh, he
then
dove on
Seth Rollins dove on the Damian Priest.
dove on
And
yeah.
then that's when he hit the curb stump to Dominic. And then
Dominic.
once he got back in the ring, Finn hit him with the sling blade, and then hit him with the drop kick. Then
Yeah,
that's when he went up for the coup de grace. And
yeah.
I thought that was it for real at that moment.
I mean
And then Seth kicked out.
yeah, that had the crowd going. That finished too. Like this whole little sequence had the crowd, on his heels. Like, okay, we're about to get a title change because everything was looking like he was gonna pick up the win right there. He didn't. So
Yeah, I thought if at any moment he would have picked up the win, it would have been there, but he didn't. And then
the finish was clever too. Though I did like the finish. The finish was pretty good. It was very well executed. I will
yeah,
say.
the finish
I mean,
the finish was pretty cool because like we brought up, like it made like the finish made it to where that would be like it's all on Finn. Like Finn lost that for himself. Like it ain't like Damian Priest was trying to help him,
Trying to help.
But Finn's stubbornness got the better of him, and he lost it for himself.
Yeah,
So
it did.
when Damian Priest slid the Money in the Bank briefcase in, and he went around to distract the ref, as he slid it in, Finn Balor had it like it was right by his head, and then Seth Rollins came
Curb stomp.
around with the curb stomp onto the briefcase, and he pinned him. And but Finn
That was
Balor,
a good finish.
yeah, like I had Finn Balor winning this match just because I wanted to see him like recreate the moment he had
It
7 years ago.
ain't that the curb stomp ain't probably been. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably been done to on the briefcase before, but I
Yeah,
mean, just in that moment, I think it was like it was a good touch. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything was so seamless. Like, it made so much sense. So that's why I
yeah,
liked
yeah.
it. Then
But
I picked up Chris with the
Finn
win.
can't blame nobody but himself because he lost that. So we're gonna
Yeah,
see where they go come Monday Night Raw.
yeah.
That
We'll
was a
see.
clever finish. Started with the second best match on the card.
Now, now what happens with the Money in the Bank? Does Damian Priest cash in and win, or what? And
We'll
what
see.
at what point does Damian Priest become the world champion? You know what I'm saying?
No, man. It depends on how long they want him to hold it. He can hold it for as long as he want to
He
hold it.
held it for a year, but I'm just saying, like, this is like where the iron's hot. I'm pretty sure they didn't do it because we got the EO cash in later. That's the only reason why I could think they didn't do it. But if not that, I would have had Finn win. But this was alright. This wasn't bad. This was the second best match of the night.
All right, let's segue into the next match. Our triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship with Bianca Belair taking
Yeah,
on Charlotte Flair and Asuka defending her championship against both.
yeah.
Now for the entrances, it was kind of weird because Charlotte came out first. I wasn't really interested to be honest. I just get tired of seeing her. No knock on her. We know how great she is, but I just get desensitized on watching her. And then we had Asuka enter second, which was kind of weird. Like I'm like, why the hell is Asuka entering second? Second, the champ always put the enter last in a match. But it was made clear we didn't know because we was there that Bianca when Bianca entered last, it was clear why. So going back to the merch thing, they had like the bottles, like the cans of C4 and stuff, like you can get, or you wait outside the stadium until the doors open. And if you watch the Peacock version, Bianca Belair had the C4 can as she came out. She took a sip. She had to make sure that logo was face first for the camera, for everybody can see the C4 logo. And her gear was even matching C4, so that's another hint of why she came out last, which was kind of weird. They gotta have their promotions. We get it. We understand they had to push their promotions with they sponsors and stuff. So that's why she came out last in that match. But I thought this definitely was the third best match on this card. All three women were great in this match. My negative. I mean, I'll just nitpick. I won't say negative, but we get toward the finish of the match, and at one point Bianca goes to run at Charlotte, and Charlotte like lifts her up, throws her over the top, and she like smacks her hands on the steel steps, like she smacked her face, and she lands awkwardly. I thought it was legit at first, but then like
I
as
just
you
Bianca, man. Bianca's really good.
oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Ain't no question,
She
ain't
sold
no
it. Everybody in the building thought she was hurting. People legit clapped for her when she got back to her feet. You know, they were carrying her out. So I mean, good on her part. She's pretty good.
yeah,
But
ain't no mystery about that. Ain't no mystery. But yeah, like and then they put the camera back on her on the jumbotron or whatever. I knew this shit was a work at that point. I'm like, cause you ain't if your knee fucked up like that, you barely moving like the way she was moving on it. Your knee messed up. Everybody like you gingerly moving on it, like gingerly. And she wasn't. She was like limping and shit. And then when she did that fake ass fall, and then the camera caught, I said, oh yeah, this will work. This will work. So at that point in the match, it's just Charlotte and Oscar, and then um, I think Charlotte has the figure eight on Oscar, and then at one point Bianca gets rid of the security or the medical staff that's holding her, gets up on the turnbuckles and she did a fucking 450. I say, what the hell? I mean, that's like if I would have done it, I would have just done like a regular splash to keep the injury alive. But at that point, you can't fool nobody that you legit hurt if you just pull off a damn 450 after knee injury. That ain't work. That ain't happening.
I don't know about that. I mean, you, adrenaline will help you, and in some instances. There was. I'm pretty sure he didn't know. I don't know how can I equate it. Um, I mean, Triple H tore his quad and he was still working. I mean, it's a different injury, but you can tell he was hurt in that instance. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
There's,
Triple H barely did moves to like
yeah,
where like
no shit. But there's been plenty of people injured and they still work through it.
yeah,
I mean,
I ain't saying that.
I
I
mean,
ain't saying that.
yeah, I know, I get what you're saying though. Yeah,
I'm just saying if I was in that situation.
she should have pulled off a 450. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean, she
I,
should have done like
I,
a regular, done
yeah.
an elbow drop, or like a fall from that.
Yeah.
Every bit of 10 feet. You
Like
got
like
a
like
fall
like a like a
you
like a
know,
tsunami splash. If you would have done like a tsunami splash, then yeah, like I would have understood. But a fucking 450, I get. We know how athletic Bianca is, but I was like, okay, 450.
yeah.
But after that, Charlotte puts her in the figure 8, and Asuka's on the outside in the ring. We like, damn. I hope it don't end like this. But Asuka, clever ass, she has the miss, and she spits the miss as Charlotte's in the bridge. And she spits the miss directly in the face.
Jeez,
Huh?
she got her all in the fuck.
I mean, that's what you want to do with the miss.
It was great though. It was great.
Yeah, it was a great visual, man. I enjoyed that spot. That was pretty cool. I was hoping that she did that, and she did it. That was pretty fucking cool. But then she got fucking rolled up and pinned. I was like, what? I didn't see that come out of nowhere because I had Charlotte winning, and I think you had. Did you have Asuka retaining?
I had Asuka retaining.
You had Asuka retaining, and I had Charlotte winning. But doing it this way and then segueing into Io coming out there and cashing in, it made more sense because Bianca was easy pickings with the knee injury. So it's like Io.
And it kind of like put a bow on that damage control story too, though. Like, I think like when
Yeah.
they were
Great point.
They were targeting Bianca. They wanted the Raw Women's Championship too, and Bianca was the biggest obstacle in the way of them trying to get the Women's Championship. So I mean, throughout the year, they like you were saying in past videos, they look like Bianca's play toys. And guess what? Io put a ball on the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, kind of, sort of, and pinning Bianca to get the WWE Women's Championship. So, and plus it was a good moment for Io too. Io deserves it. Io's great, and let's see what she did with the Women's Championship. Yeah. Hopefully, we can get some matches, between her and Asuka and Bianca, Charlotte. Because I mean, obviously Bianca's gonna be in it because she got pinned. Asuka's gonna be in it because she was the former champ, and Charlotte didn't get pinned. So there's, I mean, that's 6 ladies right there. I mean, counting Dakota. I know Dakota's not ready, but that's why I was, saying like the SmackDown division isn't that bad. Like, I mean, this whole little story you can get a bunch of different matches out of. Yeah, you got to fill TV time, but you got some star-studded matches you can have. So it's working, it's progressing slowly but slowly. Io becomes the champion. That's good. Damage Control is our champion. So good.
All right, let's get on to our main event of the night. We have the Tribal Combat match with Jey Uso taking on Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the WWE Universal. Oh, let me run it back. The WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. I don't know how it translates on Peacock, but Jey Uso entrance. Peacock version don't do it justice because at the stadium he had that whole fucking stadium rocking when he get on the turnbuckles and he was doing like this. The whole fucking stadium was doing the same as that thing. He had the whole stadium rocking. Roman Reigns on the other hand, it took that brother 5 minutes to get to the damn ring. I get you wanting everybody to acknowledge you, but bro, you gotta speed it up, bro. You gotta speed that shit up, bro.
It's his show. He does what he wants. It's his show. Everybody came to see him.
No doubt. But damn, 5 minutes? I say, damn, bro. I was getting tired of recording at that damn point. But anywho, entrances were entrances, Everybody put their ones up. Roman put his ones up, and they acknowledged him. The match, on the other hand, being that
The match was good.
it was good, but the match on the other hand wasn't like it isn't like as great as their other bloodline matches, if that makes sense. Like being that it started as late as it did, like I think this match started like at 11:30, and then it didn't end to probably like 12 something.
I mean, they went 37 minutes. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's even count entrances. So.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know neither, but um,
It was the last match of the night. It started slow. I mean, it kind of tried to struggle to get out the ballpark for a while. Then it started to pick up once they started getting outside and getting outside the ring and getting the weapons and slamming, through the table and everything. It wasn't a barn burner like like all those other matches were, but it was fairly decent. It was a fairly good match. I think so. The drama was still there for sure. It wasn't that bad.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's about what you expect from a bloodline match. You had Solo Sikoa again interfering yet again, and then him and
Yeah,
Roman getting into it.
which is weird though, because I don't know if you said it or what, but I thought in tribal combat, one no family supposed to get involved, but
I mean, I don't know. They never really made it clear.
the whole bloodline got involved, so all family got involved,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah,
because
yeah.
with Solo came out and to help Roman, Uranage, Jay over on the table, over in the audience. Then he came back. They fought back towards the ring, and then he Uranage him again. Eventually, then I think they got to outside the ring. That's when the Roman and Solo had to stir off, right, or something like that.
Yeah, and then Jay speared him through the barricade. I mean, I just guess tribal combat was just a clever way of them saying no holds barred, no DQ type of
What,
thing.
which is which is the reason I think because they had announced that the women's match was a no DQ match too, right?
Yeah,
Right before,
but all triple threat matches always been though.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know why they figured they needed to announce that though. That's
yeah,
which is weird.
I know. I mean, they announced it. I'm pretty sure that the reason they didn't use any weapons is because the tribal combat match. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, pretty
that was,
positive.
that was a little confusing. But I mean, all in all, it was a good match. Jimmy Uso played in the finish, which it's like, okay, where do you go from here? Uh, Jay Uso, you know, getting betrayed by his brother, and Roman Reigns retaining the championship. Where does Roman go, and where does Jimmy and Jay go? Obviously, that I guess they hit it for a match at some point. Do you do it at Payback, or do you do an injury angle where Jimmy puts out Jay, or what? How do you do it? I think ultimately the goal is to get to WrestleMania 1-on-1 Uso versus Uso. So I mean, we'll see though. We'll see what happens on SmackDown. But all in all, I think SummerSlam was a great show in my opinion. I enjoyed myself. Being there live is a sight to see. 60,000 people. It's a lot of people. The production was great. Um, the stage is so minimum that the show just becomes the fan show at that point. So it makes visual on TV and in the stadium. Um, so yeah, all in all, I think it was a great show. Good way to hit the summer. SummerSlam's always pretty good for the most part. So I think Triple H is knocking out the park. Last year SummerSlam, this year SummerSlam.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was a good show, and then being there live is a different thing than watching on TV. And that was a bucket list item for us. Plan is to do Survivor Series at some point, WrestleMania obviously, and the Royal Rumble. Those are the plans. So we're gonna see how quickly those come into fruition. But yeah, SummerSlam was a good show, man. We'll see where Roman goes after this. He's gonna be on TV after this. What's next for him? But yeah, SummerSlam was good. If you enjoyed the show, enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And let us know what you thought about SummerSlam 2023 and where everybody goes from there. So we'll see you guys in this video, man. Be out.